video, I will be discussing the reading section of the IELTS test, specifically related to the topic of yes, no, not given question. So this is the example of the question. The instruction is like this. So you will be provided with some statements, and you will need to answer whether the statement is yes. You need to mark if the statement is yes. Yes means the statement agrees with the claims of the writer, or the statement is no, which means the statement contradicts the claims of the writer, or not given, which means if it is impossible to say what the writer thinks about the statement. So let's see the sample question. I have provided this one example related to the question type. Water use per person is higher in industrial world than it was in Rome. And before we answer this question, I will walk you through briefly about how to answer these questions. My approach, the first thing that you should do for this typical question is, first of all, you go straight to the questions. We have just done that. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to highlight the keyword from the statement. So this is the statement, and you will need to highlight the keyword. We will do that later. And after you highlight some keywords from the question, you need to find the keyword in the reading passage, in the reading text. So try to read quickly, go to the text, and then try to find the keywords, and then compare if the statement agrees with the claim of the writer in the passage, or there is a contradiction, or there is no information about it. Okay, so let's try to answer these questions. Water use per person is higher in industrial world than it was in Rome. I will try to underline some of the keywords in this question. Water use, I think, is a very important keyword. This is one of the keywords, water use per person. There is a comparison here. Is higher, like higher than. It is also good to use higher than. Comparison, and we have the comparison between water use in the industrial world and then in Rome. Rome. I think these are some of the keywords in this question. Water use, higher than, higher in industrial world than, and then Rome. So let's try to go to the reading text and then find this keyword. So water use per person, let's try to read quickly from paragraph A. If you read on and on, you will notice some of the keywords here which talk about the water use. You see here the supply of the water. This one at the height of the Roman Empire, 9 major systems with an innovative layout of pipes and well-built sewers supplied the occupants of Rome with as much water per person as is provided in many parts of the industrial world today. If you notice this sentence, you can see some of the keywords that we have underlined in the question before are in this sentence, this particular sentence. You see, talk about the use of the water here, right? Like supply of water. I think that's similar with water use. And always remember in IELTS, always pay attention with the synonym use. Water use per person, and then industrial world. There is the phrase of industrial world here, industrial world, and then Rome. You can see also here Rome. So I think most likely the information in the question could be found in this sentence. So the statement says that the water use is higher in industrial world and it was in Rome. So it's a comparison. And if we try to understand the sentence that I just read recently, we can see it says here the supply of water of the occupants of Rome is just as much per person in many parts of the industrial world today. So I think this is the keyword. As much water per person as, which means the supply of water or the water use, that is the water use in the industrial world and in Rome is just as much. So it's not higher or even lower. That's why we can say there's a contradiction statement in the passage. That's why I could say this question no. Yeah. So the answer for this question is no. Why? Because there is a contradiction. As I mentioned recently, that in the question it says the water use is higher in industrial world than it was in Rome. But the statement in the passage says that the supply of water or the water use in Rome is just as much as in the industrial world today. Therefore, the answer is no. So that's pretty much it for the brief discussion and brief explanation about this question type. You need to do the similar way to the rest of the question, to the other question type, specifically related to this question, yes, no, not given question. So I guess that's all for today, and see you in the next video.